And I'm very pleased to greet in this panel Balasz Dobos, Deputy Secretary of State for Economic Development of Hungary. He is a former director of IFCA Public Benefit Nonprofit Ltd, which is a kind of background institution to the Ministry for Technology. He's a former head of Department of Strategic Analysis at the same ministry. He holds a bachelor degree in international relations from Budapest Corvinus University. A lot has been already said about Hungary, family policy, pro-family policies, but I would like to invite our Deputy State Secretary to present a bit the economic asset this pro-family policy brings. What kind of measures have been introduced in the last 12 years, and whether it is really a good investment, this pro-business, pro-family approach, and whether we can, I'm sure that we can, but he can prove it through the presentation of the measures that even in economic terms, it's worth doing it. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Actually, I'm really happy to be here today and answer your question, regarding the economic aspects of family support policies and the question whether it's worth it. Quite often, it seems that we talk about economic policies and economic development as some kind of technocratic notions detached from everyday reality. But actually, when you think about the fact that around 95% of micro-enterprises and even over 20% of medium and large enterprises in Hungary are actually family-owned businesses. So I would argue that families are the cornerstone of economic policies, and therefore we should definitely take a value-based approach. And the freedom for entrepreneurship, low taxation, these are really key elements for a successful economic policy. And also keeping in mind that at the end of the chain of the events, there are always families. So when we think about SME support and SME development, actually in Hungary, the government has been steadily decreasing taxation, and we have one of the lowest rate of corporate income tax in all over Europe. It's at 9%, because we believe that self-bearing families and small enterprises that can provide employment, companies who are willing to invest in their own areas, in their own city, I think these are the ones that we should rely on. And also, so we can say that this is indirect support for families, but also there are direct measures. Actually, in 2022, so this year, the Hungarian government has allocated over 6% of the GDP to supporting families directly. This is more than double the OECD average, which is at around 2.5%. This significant amount provides opportunities for families to have as many children as they want, because prior 2010, having children was actually a poverty risk. Now the government aims to support families to have as many children as they want and when they want it. We have a number of measures, just to name a few. There is a baby expecting support, which is basically a cash support for families who are willing to have children. There is also the family housing support scheme, where over 200,000 families receive support to have their own home. And it is not just important in terms of supporting families, but obviously all these measures are incentives and providing market opportunities for SMEs, especially Hungarian SMEs, while at the same time Hungary remains open to attracting foreign direct investment. So I think we should definitely take a value-based approach when we talk about economic policies. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know whether